Net Fancy, here we are resuming the Wilderness Lean-To project. Coming back in, and man, has it dumped a lot of snow. Look at this. We're probably waiting for 2 foot of powder. I say we because, yet again, out here in the Rocky Mountains, it's not just me, but it's Dogness plowing through down there. Allie, hi. And then I got my buddy with me. Finally rolling in on the Nut and Fancy project. Here's Bucket Nuster. That's his YouTube name. He's coming with. This is a long-time friend. 15, 16 years, dude? Just about. Long time. He and I have done many a hike like this. This ain't the first time. So he's gonna come up with me. We're fighting daylight like we always are. And we're gonna go back in there, resume the shelter construction. Hopefully make a fire and some other stuff that we talked about in previous videos.
Should be a good time.
You know that's right. We were really thinking about using the snowshoes, weren't we?
We were. We talked about that before we came up, and I think we're kind of on the edge of whether snowshoes would be useful or not.
Yeah.
Go either way at this point.
About 2 foot of powder here, and the reason why we're a little bit reluctant is because we got to go through a lot of this. And it's up and down, up and down. Then we get on a ridge. We'll cut that way on the ridge for about a mile, and then we'll get a flat area, and we'll walk into the campsite. So it's a lot of work in the powder. I kid you not. I hate to show my face, but there it is. Ooh. And then there's Dogness. Let's get going. One of the commands I give Allie that you may have heard is giddy up. That means get going and blaze a trail. I don't like her hiking on my heels. Giddy up, giddy up. Go on, go on. Good girl. You went the wrong way, dog, but okay. She's like plowing through this powder. Awesome. Look at how deep this stuff is. Awesome. Dude, this is rocks. Love it. It's such a nice day. We always intend to come out earlier than we do. It's just there's a lot of stuff to do. We're bringing 22 rifles with, and we had a couple of modifications we had to do on those as well. So that's why we're running late.
And then there's always the drive out here.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour drive to get here. So I thought we left early enough.
Yeah.
But still, we're pushing daylight. Huh, dog? Why don't you go up that way, dog?
Pushing daylight, we got a lot to do.
That checks. You know, with a Bucket here, I might be able to film at night. We're going to find out by the Phoenix lights. We'll just have to see. Okay, this is the type of hills we're coming up. There's a ravine down yonder. I still haven't put my snowflake baskets on my poles. I will. But it's a beautiful pre-Christmas hike. We're reckoning it's probably in about the low 20s out here today. And that's really good. You want it to be cold because that means that powder is nice and light. It's going to be easy to get off the shelter, clean off the ground, make way for our fire when we get up there. I'd much rather have it snowing than raining, right?
Absolutely.
Bucket and I have had this conversation like 1,000 times. Given a choice, I'll take snow any day.
Yeah.
Totally planted it. Oh gosh, I fell on this freaking log. I'll leave that in. All right. For you guys that think this ain't real, I got snow all over the camera, Broham. I'll clean that off. Here's a nice shot for you. Allie, go on. No, this way. Giddy up, that way. Giddy up, good girl. Good girl, her hood's kind of acting like a snowplow. I gotta take that off. Good girl, giddy up. Go on. We're coming. She's got that look in her eye like, are you sure you're coming? Because it looks like you're resting. We're coming, Doc. We're coming.
Talk to him.
Tell me how you liking those gloves you're hiking with?
A little bit light for today.
Your hands getting a little bit cold?
Okay, but coming up the ridge with the wind blowing through, it was it's a little cold. So yeah, they're a little bit light. Some Polartec might be in order.
That's what I find works good.
Yeah.
Just regular Polartec 300 gloves. You saw me earlier with these. They don't have a membrane in them, but I find they crust on the outside, stay warm on the inside. Get that heavier weight Polartec though. So you'll transition to a better glove up here.
Definitely. I'll tell you what I am digging though is these gaiters.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What gaiters you working there?
OR.
Right on. Outdoor research, baby. I took Allie's hood off because it was kind of acting like a snow scoop. Giddy up. Go on. This way, dummy. This way. Come on. Good girl. Oh, yeah, look at this. Look at this. Mama, that's pretty.
Look at that.
Well, the cool thing is Bucket, we ain't alone.
No, we're not.
Everybody else is coming with us. Come here, dog. Come on. She's not dumb. Notice that she's already blazed, well, kind of dumb. Blazing a new trail. There's Allie. Good girl. She's been blazing a trail for us. And here we are in a rare opening. Look how pretty this is. And yes, this is the Nut and Fancy Knife Clinic. Oh yeah, those are those hills that were occluded in fog the other day. It's just a beautiful day out here. We got some people playing way off in the distance, but around where we are, there ain't nobody. It's just us.
Yeah, sun's just starting to peek through a little bit. I don't think it's going to be with us for long.
Not too much. It's beautiful. That's that peak I was telling you guys earlier. I think, let's see, make sure I'm showing you the camera right. It's right through there. I don't know if you can see it. I think that runs 11,000 feet, maybe a little bit higher. I forget. I'd have to look at my map.
You know, coming up here in the winter, as far as I'm concerned, this is the best time to be up in the backcountry. There's not so many people up here. You kind of had the feeling that you got the place all to yourself. It's quiet. And
I hear you, dude.
I know there's just something about being up here in the snow.
It's eclectic, man. Just not too many dudes will get out here and do this. I mean, there's a couple snowshoers, a lot of snowmobilers, you know, they always need their motors to do these things.
Guys, but yeah, it's just good being up here. Get out of the city, you know?
Amen, brother. By the way, everything you guys see, this isn't set up, it's real. It's the way we talk anyhow. All we're doing is rolling a video to capture what we normally talk about anyhow. Come on, dog. Give me up. That way. Go on. Go on. Good girl. Dude, check it out.
Totally held.
Here we are at the Nut and Fancy Wilderness Lean-To. This is the first time you've seen it in the daylight. This is how I left it in those multiple parts. And yes, indeed, weatherproof. The only snow that came in is stuff that blew in. But here you can see the roof thatch. I told you it would be good and sufficient for light powder. And lo and behold, it is. It's holding really nice. It's a nice canopy, completely snowproof now that there's some snow on it. As long as we don't get heat up there. If we get heat rising up here, then it's going to melt that snow and you're going to start getting some trickling. One thing I was thinking about doing as we came up here again, BN and I, we were thinking about dismantling it and putting the plastic underneath it. But you know what? I'm not going to do that. You certainly could do that if you wanted. Like that tube tent that I have with me, you could cut that in sections, put that underneath your support poles and shingle it accordingly. In other words, your top layer is on top and then the bottom shingled underneath it so you get good rain protection. But I'm not going to demanufacture this shelter, especially when I got a good snow layer on it. Awesome.
Yeah, I think we close off those sides a little bit, and
I think we're in business.
I think so too. And
then we're going to start clearing this area, build a fire, and make some other stuff as noted previously. By the way, Bucket's also a graduate of U.S. Armed Forces survival training. So not that we're the end-all experts, we're not, but
place to start.
It's a place to start. We can hold our own out here, no doubt. Let's get working. All right. We're having a discussion about Bucket's top of choice today. This is an anorak. Where'd you get it?
It's just a surplus anorak. Who knows where it came from? It's you know, good camouflage, winter camouflage. It's an overgarment. Not a whole lot of protection. But,
yeah, I think it's cotton. As long as you keep it dry, you're okay.
But for if you're moving and there's not a lot of precipitation, it breathes good. It works.
Yeah. Now you guys will be going, oh man, you know I'm big on not taking cotton in the woods. I'm not. I don't have cotton on me. But then again, you learn by doing. In other words, if you want to go out and find out what works for you, take it and you'll learn. You know, after this expedition, if he gets out wet and he finds that it freezes solid, he can't warm it up, he's probably not going to hike with it again.
It's all weight then.
Exactly.
It's just useless weight.
But every time you come out in the woods, every time you're going to learn something about your gear and about what works. And that's what a lot of the Nut and Fancy project is about, is I'll show you what's worked for me. And there's a lot of different ways of doing stuff. It's not that my way's best, it's just, it's worked. Work time. Sorry, we always, well, if we're having a discussion, we're going to put the video on so you guys can benefit from it, maybe. Never go into the back country, this is just me Nut and Fancy talking, without a good snow shovel. If there's a lot of snow where you're going, it comes in very handy, like you can see Buggett doing, clearing out your campsite with a deep powder. I always do that. More importantly, it serves as a rescue tool. If you were, heaven forbid, get buried in an avalanche or some other type of snow situation, that shovel could save you or your buddy's life. I'm sure a lot of the guys watching this that have a lot of snow experience can vouch. Don't go in the backcountry without a snow shovel if it's snowy. Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, we did bring our 22s. There's Buggett's. It's a Ruger 1022 and a Butler Creek stock Millet 30mm red dot scope with a single point sling. Something simple. And then I got my Butler Creek full stock with a Weaver 3x9 on it. And yeah, tabletop probably later. So busy doing the wilderness stuff right now, no time. Allie's bummed we've stopped hiking because she likes hiking. Huh, dog? She's checking something out. What you see? What is that? What is that? When I say what is that, and tonnage is everything with my dog, because I've taught her that, it puts her on alert. Right now, when I say that, she's going to go walking around the campsite looking for any critters. Deer, you know, moose, wolves, other dogs. When we bivouac, she's the camp watchdog. I kind of like this part where I'm filming and you're doing all the work, by the way. I like that.
I figured you might kind of dig that.
This is fun. Oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Knowing you for as long as I have, I know that's how you roll.
Hey, check that horizontal cross post. See how it's kind of bowed with the weight of that snow?
Yeah.
A little bit. That'd be an easy fix, actually. What you could do is we could run another cross member under it, a thicker one, and just tie them together. I kind of figured when I was putting that up, I was like, yeah, I wonder if that's strong enough. It'll serve the purpose, so I don't think I'll put another one on. But that's a lot of snow weight on there. It probably snowed while we were gone. I would say I had about 8 inches when I left here.
That's a fair amount of snow weight, and this stuff's all green still, too. So
yeah, it is powdery snow, like we said, so it's not super heavy, but there is some weight to it. I would say there's probably, we waded to about up to 2 feet of snow on the way here, above our kneecaps in places. Yeah, I like this a lot. Keep it up. You're doing a great job, dude. Yeah, love it. It's so fun to have someone to help. Just kidding. I'm not going to let him do all the work. Now, I could have brought 2 snow shovels. You'll go, oh, why'd you bring 2? Well, one's enough for what we have planned today. And plus, we needed a Glock spade to do what I wanted to do today. And like I said in my first series, I often do bring the Glock spade with me on my day hikes. It's not unusual to have that with me. It doesn't weigh that much, and like I said in my comments, it blows away the Gerber for weight and also a regular E-tool. But if I come across ice or snow, it's a great way to break that up. Then B in here can clear it out with the regular snow shovel.
So we've got a place now where we can put a fire. We've got a place where we can store some wood.
This is our wood storage area over here that we're clearing out. Keep in mind, when you start building your fire, all this snow turns to water because that heat radiates out. So you need to have a big bivouac site where you can store wood. And also, if your wood is wet, you start drying it out. And you'll stand it vertically. However, to dry it out, at least the exterior of it, we're going to process logs, split them from within, like I've talked to you about a lot. That's where we're going to find our dry wood for the fire. We'll use that. But as we're doing it, we're going to also dry the exterior of the wood out too. Once again, those knee pads, baby, come in handy. Where's yours, Queer?
Don't need them.
Hey, we're not always on the same sheet of music for gear either, are we?
No, we're not.
Not always. Usually, a lot of times I'll make fun of his gear selection. Kind of like the cotton anorak. That's
Actually,
all right.
I do have some knee pads with me. If I was down on my knees here like nothing, I guess I'd probably have them on.
Yeah, true. Put them on when you need them, I guess. You're still a queer, though. All right, so now our activity level's a little bit diminished. Even though we're working in the campsite here, time to layer up, and that's what we're doing.
Starting to cool off a little bit.
Roger that. Try to stay warm and dry. Moisture management. So I'm going to layer up with my down jacket. Down's a good choice when it's cold like this, even though it will still tend to get a little bit damp. This is an old Cabela's jacket I got on sale years ago. Northern Goose down. By the way, when you buy your down, make sure it's real down. Look at your percentage of feathers. You don't want a high percentage of feathers. It's got to be goose down, pretty much. B's putting on his fleece. Okay, we're going to do a fire reflector. I don't need to use greenwood for this. I can use deadwood. This looks like a good candidate right here. Work smart, not stupid. Smart in this situation would be, I think I can push this tree over instead of saw it, and then we'll process it with a saw after that. Let me see if I'm right. Actually, you know what? I'm going to come this way with it, bro. So watch out. I'm just going to pull this base out.
All right.
Wicked. Now we'll just start sawing it to lengths. I wonder if that's straight enough, though. I really want some straight timber for that reflector. What do you think?
I don't know. I think we should use that to burn. That's good dry stuff.
You know, we can burn it if nothing else.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't mind something straighter for the reflector, though.
Agreed.
Oh, there's one over there. We'll cut it up and we'll see if we can use it. If not, burn it.
All right.
That's good. Now, what's that?
So there's plenty of deadfall back here.
There's tons. That's the nice thing about coming remote like this, is that you have plenty of firewood. Even Allie recognized that. She's totally checking that out and going, hey, that'd be a good tree to burn, that deadfall. Now, when I did my southeast fire making exercise, some guys are saying, hey, dude, just use fire off the ground. In some situations, you can do that. Generally, in these situations, I don't do it. It's too moisture laden. The wood we're going to find and process is going to be in the interior of these vertical standing deadwood trees. That one we busted down back there is kind of rotten. You don't want rotten, you want dead, but not too dead. If it's too dead, it's rotten. There's a dead one right there, so we'll burn that. That'll be a good, that one's pretty straight there, B.
It is.
See that one right there?
May be able to have some other use for that.
Yeah, let's fall that one. That'll make probably, can use it for our fire structures. Lots of firewood back here, man. It's just, as long as you come prepared, you got a tool. By the way, B's going to be working the Rat 7 today. I'll be working a variety, probably mostly the RTAC 2, maybe the Marine, or the K-Bar heavy Bowie knife. That's pretty big. Listen, there ain't nothing out here.
No, nothing.